Hi guys, welcome to my channel, Lighting Your Sunshine, where we like to shine a light within and empower ourselves. And so, what's today's reading? Well, I got the decks, and the one that I pulled out, because there's been so many stars, and this is funny because it was hidden in a big stack. There's some that are like almost like textbook size. And I found this. And so it's a Syrian Starseed Tarot. And what's really interesting about this is I got the deck, and I haven't actually used it much. I used it very, very little because the time that I got it was about when I was taking a break. Sometimes I need to take breaks and recharge and, you know, listen to what's next. So when I opened it and cleared out the energy, I heard the words she loved, she loved, she loved. And then when I was shuffling it, it was, even after I cleared it, right? I clear everything, I do my thing. And then normally it would be like a smooth kind of flow, but it's still, even now, this part here, it's just a middle chunk. It's just a small section, and it's telling me, it told me that it had a rough start. And I was like, what do you mean you had a rough start? And that's the story. We're gonna go into someone who loved, but had a rough start. And we're just gonna work through a little bit of this middle part, right? The more and more I kind of like feel into it, I do see that it is just certain ones. Not all cards still hold that trauma of the rough start that it had. And so Spirit's telling me to talk about learning how, because there's a lot of empaths out there, learning how to use your touch. You can use your hands. Your hands are so powerful. And how do you want to explain it? First, they wanted to say, just use your hands. Start getting to know what different sensations and feelings are in your hands. The other day, they really wanted the hands to be like worked out and moved, things like that. And now they're saying to focus more on like tactile and senses, those kind of things. This isn't the full tapping into that whole feeling, but this is the start. Because you really need to be able to differentiate different things and realize, okay, this is in the spirit kind of thing. And so when you start feeling energy, you'll kind of know what's this, what's you, what's coming through. So right now, just focus on what you can feel, physically feel, they're saying. So yeah, that's all I'm doing right now, because all of these, like, it does float. There are so many that are free in this deck to go and be in the moment is what they're showing. Just let me feel this out a bit. We'll do this. Yeah, so they gave it into 3 categories. They're saying one is friends group, one is family, one is work. So whatever this group was, that one went really smooth. There was just a couple. Yeah, it keeps getting grouped into clumps of 3. So I wonder what the significance of that is. But one card did flip out already, and it is the Seer of Orbs, which I think it was yesterday. It was one of this week's readings where the one card had orbs all over in the card. And then now this is coming. So that is just spiritual acknowledgement. How did the ancestors play into the beginning? See, what I'm doing is, as I keep shuffling and shuffling, whittling it down. That's what they keep saying. The more and more you just keep practicing and focusing on things, the more and more you can let go what isn't meant to. But deep down, there is one. Yeah, it's this one. Whew. Okay. So they said 3, so only 2 cards have come out. Oh, I say it's this one that's jumping out on the table right now, which also came in a pile. Which one is it? There's 3 of them here. Sorry, this is a little bit of a different way of doing this, so let's just go with the flow. Because, especially when it comes to starseed stuff, they don't really follow the traditional pattern, so they never will either. They just told me to stop on that one. I didn't feel this one, but they told me. These 2 felt, this one this. Okay, so we had other decks out, but they're telling me it's just these ones today. So we'll put those up there. How long is it in? 6 minutes. Ooh, hope I still have people's attention. Okay, so it pulled out 2 piles of 3. So let's pull them out and see what we got. So the main one is the Seer of Orbs. And the message it's saying is, Seeker. Okay, so seeking that extra energy and healing. This is someone on a healing quest. This is a healer kind of waking up to their abilities, they're telling me. And that's why, you know, most normal people would have been bored by the intro, but someone else would have been like, all right, that's interesting. I know I can do that. And so, all right, good for the doubt in my mind. So the first card that comes out is Adept of Flame with Alchemy. I'm seeing the transformation of the heart, but how does this come into being? It is written in the stars that you master whatever it is that you came here to do. And here we have the 7 of crystals. 7, it's like cups. So it's like choices and options. But what is he actually sitting here doing? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, all 7 are in front. There's family and background and everyone in the background in the big tower. I feel like family, they're in a tower moment, and he has removed himself because he's studying something spiritual. It's like really learning how to master a skill, which this card comes into. So he's really distanced himself, right? Especially with the tower. Do you really want to be in a tower moment? And most people don't. Here, it is 3. There's 3, 1, 2, 3, 3 orbs. The Seeker of Orbs is about whoever it is that chooses to practice and study and go within and gain the wisdom, because it's not that hard. It really is just this light, and you bring this light through your crown and it goes into your heart. And in your heart center, you've taken the mind and the emotions and all that, right? Just bring the energy. Then you can bring it and direct it to whichever energy you want. And in this energy place, there are many guides that come to help you on your path. Because as healers, the first thing that we know is like, we can only be responsible for ourselves. We can only fill up our cup. And if you inspire or help someone else along their journey, that's great. But that's because they, on a soul level, allowed it, right? Like you can't force somebody to heal who doesn't want to heal. It's a within journey for them. The only thing that you can do is hold space. And when you start bringing in these energies and you start bringing in these different guides, because it can burn you out. It will get exhausting if you're not utilizing the energy correctly. Number one thing they're saying, they bring me back to the star, is respecting other people's privacy and wishes and things like that. Because just because you can doesn't mean you should. And And so the reason why this brought me to that is because of the Egyptian with the whole mat and the balancing of the scales. The last card that we have here is the Adept of Orbs. I'll show it first. And it says, weird. Okay. So I feel like that this guy has taken the knowledge and the wisdom, and he's gained whatever spiritual, I almost see like school, like someone going back and learning from maybe a master or something like that, just doing the soul work and you know, clearing out the shadow work, all that stuff. And then because he's done so much work and because he has put himself into hermit mode, the background people in the tower don't exist, which was exactly what Spirit wanted. Right? It's sometimes it's so weird. It's like it is an isolation, lonely thing to spirituality when you have your awakening, because you will have to distance yourself from those who don't have your best intention. And it's not that they don't have their best intention, it's just that you vibrate at a different frequency. And so rather than helping you uplift, it is harming or stunting your evolution. So now he's taken away from that. Now it's like he's taking it from the ground, this going within, learning this knowledge. I feel like it's a healing journey. I feel like this is a healer. And so he's taken the energy and now can manifest it and actually like go out there and do things. And the whole thing with healing, right? They always say when you first start practicing, you work on yourself, right? You always work on yourself first, fill up your cup, and then you go to friends and family. And then from there, you go bigger to the public and whoever else you want to incorporate into your circle. And so you don't just, you know, we'll take Reiki because it's most known. You know, just get attuned and then, you know, go through all the courses. And because you did all 3 levels, now you're a master, but never actually practiced, never actually did the healing, never did the soul journey part of it, because that's the most important part. It's not what you do. And so now we're talking, okay, so I watched, what movie? I'm going to pronounce it wrong. What is it? I watched the Desjarling Limited on Disney. And it's a Wes Anderson movie. And it's about 3 brothers who go on a spiritual journey in India and their train ride. And it's just so funny because in the movie, he keeps trying to force this spiritual experience because he just doesn't feel quite content with his life. Just like, you know, maybe if I go do what this shaman told me to do, then, you know, we'll be free of whatever it is that's weighing us down. And so, you know, they do all that and it's just, it never works out quite because it's just, it never goes out how planned. And that's exactly how life is. But when they stop going by the script or the itinerary, that's actually when they have their spiritual awakening, by actually going out and living life, and this emergency happens, we'll say, and it wakes everyone up. It was almost like everyone was just like kind of sleeping, and the spirituality of it all was read from a book. That's exactly what it was. Why is that movie coming up again? Oh yeah, because you can't fake your experience, and it is for you to live this journey and process it, and you process, that's what they're saying. Yeah, because if you don't process your own stuff, how can you go out and help someone else? And if you haven't learned the proper things like grounding yourself and detachment, you can't really go and help others because you'll be so invested that it will take your energy. You'll be so tired. You hear a lot of readers say that doing collective messages are exhausting, and that's because you're connecting to so many people's energy. And yeah. One thing about healing that I always liked, and it was always my favorite part, we used to always go to these things, and when we'd be doing our work and stuff like that, it was a group of friends, we'd be so hungry afterwards, and we'd always go to A&W, and I just love A&W. But yeah, so you get really, really hungry, because even though you feel like you're not doing anything, moving the energy and just working energy, it's exhausting. And it does need fuel to recharge. So you do need to drink lots of water. You need to take care of yourself. But back to the story, because I just feel like that's really, really important, is learning to ground yourself and detach. And that's why so many of these messages are about leaving situations that aren't good for you. And it's not just like trying to trap and isolate everyone, but the hermit solitary going within is so crucial for the spiritual awakening. It helps with the dark night of the soul. Everyone's journey is so drastically different that it's just like not attaching, right? And because spirit lately, this past year, has been like, there are things out there that you do need to protect yourself from. There is a spiritual war, all this energy and this healing, and people are trapped in their souls and like mentality and their emotions. It's just not going up. People are enslaved in a mindset. And rather than create more fear, it's like we don't really need to talk about that, but we're slowly educating to the point, and then when it is revealed, it's like we've already built our light up enough to be like, oh, that's it? I thought it was going to be so much more worse, but this mountain really did turn into an anthill, and I just graced over it so effortlessly that I didn't even know that it was a problem or a challenge, you know? So that's what they really want. So they are trying to get everyone to heal yourself first, because now you're going to go out and you're going to work on friends and family, right? They're going to come back, whoever you allow to come back if you want them to, because that's part of the hermit experience, is to go back and then come back and create. Now he's ready to come back and share. In it, we got a knight in shining armor on his white horse, ready to take charge. What's it charging for? Whatever you want, they say, because it's your healing journey. You mastered this dark, deep despair, shadow aspect part of yourself. You illuminated your heart center and transformed it into higher energy. And from that, you step into this new cycle. And this new cycle was all about learning yourself and understanding the process. And now that there is that, now it's ready to take this story, this energy that's built up within, and bring it into the world in this white knight on shining horse. Whatever it is that you feel passionate about, that's the energy I get. It's just like, I'm going to go for that because I did the work. I did the healing. There's no more dents in the armor. There's no more cracks. No more. It's good. It's solid. And yeah, last one, Seeker of Orbs, winding it up, going back to the beginning. Yeah, now this person's a healer. Now they're ready for the next stage, the friends and family. You've done so much self-work in yourself that now you get to go and connect again. Anything else, Spirit? Say pull one of these cards, and I was so excited when I pulled the deck, 'cause I'm like, ooh, I like these ones because they're colorful. And then we didn't use them. But now we are. We got proposal, and it says, was in reverse. It says, a romantic or business opportunity is indicated. There's the rose again. Okay. So it was in reverse. So it's like not a proposal. And there's the rose. And I was like, well, what's with the disconnect? Because I'm like white and shining armor. And it's like, no, like it's that hermit energy. And then all of a sudden they started playing like Miley Cyrus, I Can Buy Myself Flowers. And then we pulled, yeah. So I started hearing that song and it was like, all right. And then they showed me like the back to like the hermit energy and like the energy and the heels. It was just like this glow of like, yeah. And it's like, you didn't need someone else to come and make you whole or complete. And then now that there's that completion, that wholeness in you, then you can go out and then turn this from a negative, like from the reverse to the upright, from the downward to the upright. Then we just did one more card because I was getting tripped up in the middle there, doubted myself that I was going to work my way through that one. So this one doesn't apply to that, but it's saying cracker. It's saying positive energy surrounds you. Love, joy, and good fortune awaits. I love those at Christmas time. You know, when you have to like pull. I'm like, I never win the pull wish part, but I love the crowns. I make everyone wear the crown. All right. That's it. That's it, they say. So I hope everyone has a good day, and we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.